Welcome back, guys, to another video of AETW. And today it's not really going to be anything really different. Today we are going to be talking about one thing and one thing only. I'm sorry for hyping this up for so long. It really isn't that crazy. But today is a who had a though. So, you know, it's just that day. So I'm pretty psyched. So on today's episode of Who Had A, we're going to be doing a Who Had A for the better antagonist. Which anime had the better antagonist? And we're not talking about like antagonist in general, but one antagonist. We're picking the antagonist. So in terms of that, we're going to go with Meruem from Hunter and Dofi from One Piece. Now, let's not forget that Meruem is a peak antagonist. Obviously, a lot of me personally, I do believe like a lot of people, because I feel like some people tried so much to be different. For me, the best anime arc is the Chimera Ant arc, but just because a lot of people have said that's the best arc, a lot of people feel that's the best arc, is a lot of people just say something else or try to put in another arc, which was also good, but like it's just a fact. The truth is the truth. Honestly, stop trying to be different. Meruem is a top tier antagonist in the sense that he developed in every sense, in terms of intelligence, in terms of like understanding the human race. Obviously, Miriam fell in love with Komugi, the only person that could humble him. I think Komugi on her own, obviously, he acknowledged her strength in a particular field and stuff like that. Like I think he started realizing how he could actually be inferior or less than some certain people in some certain aspects. Obviously, there wouldn't have been a lot of people because he had been playing with other people before Komugi, but still, like he said, like I just think his whole dynamic changed or his whole way of thinking immediately Komugi was introduced into the anime, and it was just so beautiful how their relationship went on. And then for the fact that some people, let's also state the fact that Miriam wasn't at his prime. Miriam hadn't got into his prime. Like he wasn't. You can't call that Miriam's prime because he hadn't spent a lot of time on Earth. Obviously, they had just spent like a couple. He had just been born. This that. He was like, if you give Miriam time to develop and really become strong, like obviously to train and stuff like that, Miriam would be something else. I think um Prime Miriam and Prime Netero would be a crazy fight in all honesty. But yeah, I think for the fact that Netero could really, like in all honesty, could really um not defeat Miriam at his current state, he really had to commit suicide to take down Miriam. I think a lot of people don't really understand that fact that he had to commit suicide to take down Miriam. So yeah, I think in terms of that, Miriam is a top tier antagonist. I think he did what he had to do. Um, in terms of taking the anime to the next level, in terms of bringing suspense, in terms of being a badass, stuff like that. Even himself in his own development, Hunter obviously like he focuses on different characters, so his own development was also amazing. Then now you take a look at Dofi from One Piece. Doflamingo, obviously another crazy. The thing about Miriam and Doflamingo, when we're talking about them, is that they both have substance. Like, or Dofi obviously way more. That I think this is what gives Dofi an edge already. Dofi has more substance than. Oh, can you even say Dofi has more substance than Miriam? Now that I think about it, Miriam's only purpose on being brought on Earth was to obviously like be a ruler, be a king. But okay, yes, does have more substance because Doofy was a celestial dragon brought down to being like a civilian because of his father. He didn't want to. He never wanted to be a civilian. Brought down, they got treated like trash. Like I don't like Doofy's backstory, and then Doofy becoming Doofy. Him obviously having special conquerors Hakai or Haki. Sorry, it's just another crazy thing. So I think yes, Doofy does have more substance when you look at it from the backstory, like how everything happened, how he hated his father, how he even killed his own brother Corazon. Like Doofy's resolve is crazy for some reason. I don't even know if you could call it resolve, but I do think that in a way, I guess you could call it resolve because he was trying to make a statement that anybody who cross bites me is going to get it. Like anybody who tries to betray me is going to get it. Like he doesn't care who it is. And like Doofy was just also like a smart character as well, obviously with the whole him as Smile doing business and like obviously having the whole his whole the Flamingo family or the Flamingo group around him and stuff like that. So yeah, but I think the way Doofy went out, because Doofy hasn't really, because obviously like Doofy and Miriam at the end of the day didn't really achieve what they set out to achieve, but now is to look at who was the better antagonist. So straight off the bat, I think when it comes to substance, and I think Doofy has the edge over Miriam. But I just think Miriam in general, in terms of character development, in terms of strength, in terms of being like a badass, in terms of being like the overall evil antagonist, stuff like that. Because I think Miriam and the Flamingo Toknojitsu would never work against those two. Ooh, it would never work against those two. Ooh, maybe Toknojitsu would work on Miriam though, because of he did fall in love with Komugi at the end of the day. So I think that Doofy Doofy does have the edge in some aspects, but they are not enough to cover up for the general places that Miriam does defeat Doofy in. So for this, who had a Miriam is the winner. But please do not don't Doflamingo is my favorite antagonist in One Piece. I do believe he is the best antagonist in One Piece for a lot of reasons. But with Miriam, I really think Miriam would beat him. So yeah, that's all for today. Subscribe, like, check out my other videos, turn on those post notifications, stuff like that. The audio does get better, but at the end of the day, like later on, just stay with me and catch you guys later.